the champ, with Dana Stubblefield. The next 4 minutes are up to Kevin Pringle.
This is the champ, and you're listening to 95.7 The Game, the Bay Area's only FM sports station. And don't you go anywhere, because in just 10 minutes, we're going to be talking about the Warriors trading away Monte Ellis to the Bucks for the equivalent of a Happy Meal and 2 99-cent advertisements. I hope it's worth it. Stay tuned for more. But right now, the champ is moved. He's honored because I'm not the only champ on this side of the table. I'm sitting next to a real champ, a Super Bowl ring wearing authenticated champ. The one, the only, Dana Stubblefield. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I like that introduction.
Well, so do I. Thank you very much. So it's good to have you here. You're here with the champ because you are an expert on Niner glory. And since those days of glory, it's been a long, hard season, many seasons. But Harbaugh's here, changed everything around. The entire culture seems to be different. Why was Harbaugh so successful in his first year?
I think what it is the guys, what Harbaugh was bringing to the locker room and selling to those guys, they all bought in. It wasn't just the offense, it wasn't just the defense or the special teams. He really got that locker room, got all the guys behind him, and they all, they really all bought into it. And they were drinking his Kool-Aid. They were drinking the Harbaugh Kool-Aid.
But what does that say about Mike Singletary, who essentially had the same team but didn't get the same?
Well, there's no doubt everybody knew Singletary was a good motivator speaker, but he wasn't a clock manager. He was not a head coach. That was the point in game one.
Woo! That's the type of stuff the champ likes to hear. But last year, like I said, it was successful, but they fell short. Why did they fall short?
Well, a couple. You just go back and look at the game film. The quarterback choked a couple times, a couple of drop balls by special teams, but other than that, the defense, like always, played well, and look for them to do it again next year.
Exactly. But you just said a key statement. You said the quarterback choked. We're going to play a game called Your GM of the 49ers. GM Stubblefield. Peyton Manning is a free agent.
Peyton Manning's playing for the Niners. Alex Smith is gone.
Well, that's a heavy statement. Peyton Manning is obviously a legend of the game. What would he, coming into the Niners, what would he do to the chemistry that's already been established?
Well, that's the thing, is this chemistry just been 1 year into it. So really, the establishment of this chemistry still can be tainted because they're bringing guys in, like a Randy Moss, that come into this chemistry. So it's not together yet. They're not that dynasty team like we used to be. They're not there yet.
Yeah. Well, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to The Champ, talking with the legendary 49er, Dana Stubblefield, here on 95.7 The Game. You just mentioned Randy Moss. Obviously had an up-and-down roller coaster of a career up until this point. Still considered one of the greatest receivers in the game. He's now a Niner. What will his impact be on the team?
Well, first and foremost, they have to get a nice big piece of duct tape and put it on his mouth and tell him to play football.
Yes. Do you think he's going to listen?
As long as he's getting the ball and we're winning, they'll be fine.
All right. Well, in the NFC West, right now it's pretty wide open for the Niners. But Jeff Fisher's coming in St. Louis, has a bunch of draft picks. Sam Bradford, Peyton Manning could very possibly be an Arizona Cardinal. What is the window for Harbaugh to win it all?
Just like you said, as with Fisher, all these new guys coming in, it's just really keeping the core guys that he had last year and building on that. With the defense, the offensive line, the core guys he had, building on that will get him over the top.
Well, that's what I like to hear. I'd like to thank you first and foremost, Dana, for joining the champ.
No, thanks for having me, Chip.
Coming up next, don't go anywhere, because Monte has been traded to the Bucks for a broke-leg European and a notorious basket brawler. How is this going to turn out? Don't go anywhere. You're listening to The Champ, 95.7 The Game. This is the lucky break. And don't get it twisted. Pound the champ.
The champ.
Over pandering. Dave, you need a towel. I mean, he was like, you were slobbering on him, man. It was like, oh. Overall, though, you did best tonight in keeping it conversational. You were listening to him. You were conversational. So I thought that part was very good.
Jason Barrett, program director, 95.7 The Game.
Impressed. You took direction last week. You brought the energy down, which you've got it. You shined during the open segment. Let the guest tell the story, ask good questions. Overall, thought you kicked ass.
Hashtag the champ. Is he really hashtag the champ?
Yeah, definitely he's pound the champ. He definitely did a good job. He was thorough with everything that he came with.
But he loves the Niners, man. You don't have a problem with that?
Because I didn't grow up a Raider. I think probably if I would have grew up a Raider fan, then I might have a little issue with it. But since I'm way from Florida, from the East Coast, and I have no problem with that. But if we have to play them, then of course we got to do it.
Kevin Pringle, you bring a certain intensity. Could you do a show like that, though, for 4 hours?
You better believe I'll do it for 4, I'll do it for 8, I'll do it for 12, I'll do it for 24. It doesn't matter. The tyranny of Team Tyranny is never going to end. And Jim Lee, we're coming for you. You know what time it is.
Dan Jimmy, let's talk about it.
The third person reference is so tired, JB, and he said the Europeans with the bad foot. Last I checked, Australia's not in Europe, buddy. Your stick is tired.
This guy's got talent envy, #1, because he just, I bust out the Mercedes, this guy's trotted out the Yugos all night. Great job, champ. No doubt you moved on.
Where's Australia? Where's Australia?
All right, still come.